hello, hi, welcome, good to see you again, glad you're here, glad to see you. How's your day? How was your week? What's up? No. Are these lights too bright? Someone tell me in the comments. Hi guys, welcome back to Tish Art. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for stopping by. If it's your first time here, welcome. Thank you for being here. Disclaimer. So last time in my video, I accidentally recorded it in portrait mode. This time I have it the right way, but I feel like I don't know where to look. I don't know which spot is better. We'll see. I think I'm gonna be looking at my face because I feel less weird looking at that, or looking at my face than looking at the camera. If I look like I'm not looking at you, that's why. I'm figuring it out. Whatever. So last week I had somebody suggest that I reach out and ask everybody on my Artstagram at iTishArt what they want to see, what they want painted on Tiny Painting Tuesday. So I did a poll and 7 people, I mean a total of like 12 people voted, but 7 people voted that they wanted to see a skyline. And so if it'll, I don't know. So here we go. I sketched out the Minneapolis, well, it's not the whole thing, it's part of it, the Minneapolis skyline. And today, I'm gonna paint that. I made a list of 10 fun facts about Minneapolis. I'm sure a lot of the people watching this right away are probably already from Minneapolis, but I'm sure there's also people who aren't necessarily from Minneapolis, and maybe somebody stumbled across this video and you have no idea where Minneapolis is on a map. And so I'm here today to just enlighten you about my hometown, where I'm from. I feel like there's a common misconception about Minnesota that it's all farms and farms, but it's not. It's fun, I promise, sometimes. Okay, before I get started, for this skyline, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Whenever I've done skylines in the past, I always do like a sunset and then not a ton of detail. And so, I mean, this is kind of ambitious what I've got going on here, but we'll see. There's a lot going on, so I'm not gonna get too detailed, but I think I want it to be like really colorful, kind of cool. And again, it's not the entire skyline. I just kind of like chopped it in half since it's a tiny painting. I wanted you to be able to distinguish the different buildings and things like that. So, yeah. Someone asked last week to see kind of my setup and what it looks like on my desk. It took me 15 minutes this time to get the camera set up, so I'm gonna try and show it at the end. But this is what my palette looks like. So this is all dry paint. And you should clean off your palette so you can see what you're mixing better, but I never do. I should, I'm supposed to, but YOLO? Be who you are, be different, do what you want to do, who cares? I have a real list this time. I actually wrote things down and I did some research because I did. Because I care about you guys, okay? That's it, you got me. I care what you guys think. So I did some research to make sure I had some accurate information and some really cool facts. So the first one isn't really a fact as much as, well, it's kind of a fact. It's not a fun fact. As much as it's just like advice. But anyway. If you ever plan to visit Minneapolis, which you 1000% should, the best time to come visit is between the months of June and August. The weather around that time is on average around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's important to know because from like September and on, the weather is just wishy-washy. It's cold from like October to April. I tell people all the time, like, I don't do well in the cold. Like I said in the last video, my parents are from the Caribbean, and while I was born here in Minneapolis, something in my spirit just like knows I'm not supposed to be here. Like, my spirit knows I'm supposed to be somewhere tropical, somewhere warm, somewhere beautiful all the time. And it's just too cold for me here, October to April. So my advice, if you do come and visit, which again, you should, June to August is the best time. There's so much to do. You can go to different festivals. There's always like art shows. There's the lakes. You can go on hikes. There's really good biking trails, camping.
I'd like to point out that I don't actually know any of that from experience because I hate all that outdoorsy stuff. But if that's your jam, come to Minnesota. It's lit.
And I think because it's so cold in Minnesota from October to April, the people here, like, we just have a different kind of appreciation for summer. Like, everybody's down to do whatever because you know that these nice days aren't gonna last very long. So June to August, and then August, at the end of August is the state fair. And I didn't Google this, so I'm gonna make up this statistic, but I'm pretty sure it's the number 2 state fair in the nation, second behind Texas. I made that up. It feels true to me. Someone Google it and let me know if I'm wrong. But the state fair is lit. Everything is on a stick. The food is amazing. There's music, there's rides, there's all sorts of stuff. It's like a Minnesota holiday to go to the state fair. Fun fact number 2. The best apples ever, the Honeycrisp apple, was invented in Minnesota at the University of Minnesota, at the U of M. They did a apple breeding program at the U, and in that program they invented the Honeycrisp apple, which is my favorite of all the apples. What do you think? They're just like always so perfectly crisp, honey crisp, and sweet like honey. And in my research, I found that the Honeycrisp became Minnesota state fruit in 2006. Did you guys know that? Trying to do the background. I want to do these clouds kind of like blocked off. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen like stencil art. I'm kind of doing that, but without the stencils. And I'm also making it up. I've never done this before. I don't know if it'll turn out, but
It doesn't turn out. I'm going to regret it. Stay tuned.
kind of see how it goes. I'll show you guys periodically what happens. All right. So, number 3. So, the Mall of America used to be the largest mall in America. According to Google, it's not anymore. I'm not sure what is the number 1 or the largest mall, but the Mall of America is larger than 78 football fields. This is kind of a dumb video. Change of plans, changing the game plan. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm gonna nix the list, or do you like this? Let me keep going. This is also gonna take me a lot longer than I planned, so.
Girlfriend, breathe. Get it together. It's okay. Okay, we're back now.
Mall of America is huge. I don't know if anybody, I'm sure people here from Minnesota have been there before, but if you haven't been to Minnesota and you've never been to the Mall of America, here are some tips and tricks to navigating the mall. Rule number 1, make a plan. If you go into the mall blind, you are going to be overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. There are hundreds and hundreds of stores in that mall, and there's no way that you can see the entire mall in a day. I mean, you can, like, skipping around, like if you just like walk past stores, but like if you really wanted to spend time and like go into individual stores, you wouldn't be able to do it. Not in one day. So my number 1 advice is to make a plan. So it wouldn't hurt to Google before you get there different stores that are at the mall and make a list of stores that you want to hit, because there's no way. Rule number 2, go eat at the food court. The mall has a ton of different restaurants, which is dope. Like, they have really good food. They have like Crave, they've got B-Dubs, they've got Chipotle, they've got Tony Roma's, Tony Roma's. They've got like pizza places. They've got pizza places. They've got like all sorts of stuff, like really nice restaurants, Benihana places. But I'm feeling overwhelmed. But I feel like because there's all of these places, people kind of like sleep on the food court. There's also a ton of really good, oh my gosh. Is this gonna happen the whole time? What do I do? Okay, there's also pretty good places in the food court. I love the Chinese food there. Plus, it's cheaper than if you go and eat at one of those restaurants. The mall tends to up their prices because it's the mall. I think the lights are on. Give me a minute. This is really hot. Oh gosh. This is probably dangerous. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Is that better? Okay, well, bummer. Should have painted faster. We'll just do this, see what happens. Okay, I don't remember what I was saying. Probably for the best. The lights were probably like, all right, girl, this is boring. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna go with it. Oh, Mall of America. Oh, have a plan, eat at the food court, and go to the cheese store. Those are my 3 Mall of America tips. You're welcome. All right. Number 3, Charles M. Schulz was the creator of Peanuts Comics, and he was born in Minneapolis. I don't think they have this anymore, but I remember growing up, if they do, someone correct me if they do, but I haven't seen it in a while. I remember growing up downtown Minneapolis, they had a, there were statues of the different Peanuts characters. So Charlie Brown, Snoopy, the other ones, but I haven't seen them in a while. And so I could be wrong, but I don't think that they're there anymore. Someone let me know in the comments if they're still there. And that's it. We invented the Juicy Lucy. For people who don't know what a Juicy Lucy is, it is a decadent, scrumptious, ingenious burger that is filled with melted cheese. So every time you take a bite, you get a bite of cheese, like melty, gooey cheese with your burger. Matt's Bar serves them with grilled onions and pickles, but you can get them without onions, I think, but why would you? They also have really bomb fries, and that's it. I mean, they've got other stuff, but like, you're going for the fries and the Juicy Lucy, let's be real. The Walker Art Center, which is a art center in Minneapolis, is among the top 5 modern art museums in the country. So the Walker is pretty popular on Thursdays after 5 for all of the people here in Minneapolis and people planning to visit. Thursdays after 5, it's free to go to the Walker. Tell your friends, tell everybody. But it's free to everybody after 5 on Thursdays. The Sculpture Garden is always free. So the Walker in the summer has something called the Sculpture Garden, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a garden filled with sculptures. And so they've got the cherry spoon. That's something that people see or think about when they think of Minneapolis. The cherry spoon is at the Walker Art Center. They also have the big blue cock. It's a chicken or a rooster, whatever. That's a big popular one. And then they have like mini golf there. They've got this really cool, I think it's still there. It's a really cool like mirror sculpture where you like go up to it and it's see-through, but if you step back, it's a mirror. You gotta go and look. So Walker is among top 5 modern art museums in the country. I know that they like switch out their installments every few months. I've been there a few times. It's really fun. It's really cool. If you're into art, that's definitely the place to hit up. Also Thursdays after 5, free. You're welcome. The first bridge ever built across the Mississippi River was built in Minneapolis. I'll link a picture. I'm really regretting this decision to paint this like this.
I'd like to point out that I'm not even halfway done and I've been painting for like 45 minutes at this point.
But, you know, no regrets, only lessons, or something like that. Oh, number 8. I didn't know this, and I kind of want to check it out now. Number 8, the oldest sketch comedy theater, the Brave New Workshop, is located in Minneapolis, and I've never heard of that. Obviously, I've never been there. Sounds pretty dope. There's also the Acme Comedy is in Minneapolis. They do like shows and dinner, or dinner and a show for a really good price. I think it's like $30 for your ticket for dinner and the show. And so that would be a really good date night, but there's a really big like comedy scene here in Minneapolis and we're slept on, so wake up. I got the horses in the back. Head start. So this is a fact about Minnesota in general, not necessarily just Minneapolis. So Minnesota is called the land of 10,000 lakes, which to me is dumb because there's more than 10,000. There's like 11,842. I was gonna pretend like I just like made up a number and then it was right, but I Googled it. There's 11,842 actual lakes in Minnesota. So I think why don't they call it the land of 11,000 lakes or 12,000 lakes? The land of a bunch of lakes. Like why, I don't know. To say it's 10,000 and then it's more like, what about the extra 1,842? What about them? You know, they have feelings. Do I have a Minnesotan accent? Leave it in the comments. All right, so the last fun fact. Are you ready for it? Alexa, play Prince. I mean, you're welcome. I'm feeling overwhelmed. What'd you guys think of the fun facts? Were they boring? Were they good? Did you like them? I didn't really, I mean, this is a terrible idea. It's gonna take me much longer than I expected. But how about we just listen to Prince and you watch me paint? Sound good? Does it look like anything? I'm feeling overwhelmed. So my phone died and I realized after the fact. So apologies. Here is where we are now. I'm kind of in like crisis mode. I don't know. I'm just trying to revive it and make it look like something. It's really messy. I don't really know how I'm gonna do that. I'm just kind of winging it and seeing what happens. It also looks like the city's on fire. That stencil thing without a stencil was a bad idea. I'm feeling overwhelmed. But bear with me, let's see what happens. Alright, YouTube. We're done. I'm done with it. I'm over it. It's not my favorite, but I tried something new, and you know, from far away, if you squint, I think it looks good. Kind of like the last video, I'll show you kind of what this looks like up close. It feels really messy. I think I'm gonna try the stencil thing another time, but I think I'll have to do more like preparation for it. I kind of just went in and didn't really think it through, which is how I do a lot of things. And this time it didn't really work out in my favor. Thank you guys for coming. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you to everybody who subscribed and who is joining me here at Tish Art. I can't wait to create more for you guys. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm going to start going to Instagram and asking what you want to see in next week's tiny painting. So if you want to say in what I paint, follow me on Instagram at itishart, and stay tuned on Friday. Look out for a poll and let me know what it is you want to see. So I hope you guys like it. Thank you for being here. I will see you next week. Have a fab-boo day. Bye. Close your eyes and squint. It looks better.